Once again, it's time to start working on those tax forms, and for many people, getting free assistance on filing from the Boston Tax Help Coalition. To explain are the coalition's director, Mimi Turchinetz, and the director of the Roxbury Center for Financial Empowerment, Alan Gentle. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
I'll start with Mimi. We have this big tax reform bill, so is anything new in store for people this year, really?
For low to moderate income filers, there's nothing new this year. And in fact, for this year, there's very little that has changed. The changes you'll see going into the next tax year. So for our tax filers, for the low to moderate income folks who come specifically to either get the earned income credit or the child tax credit, there's nothing new this year. I mean, there's something that was part of something called the PATH Act a couple of years ago when the Obama administration and Congress did something called the Extenders Bill. And that was a mechanism to try to assist with identity theft. And so they're holding, the IRS is holding earned income credit filers' returns for a couple of extra weeks. And so it does a disservice to low-income filers who receive the earned income credit. But other than that, everything is pretty much status quo.
Alan, you're in the business of giving financial advice to a lot of people. So what's your advice around the tax credit and opting for that wait instead of rushing down to some tax company?
My advice is actually to have them exercise some patience. Our tax services are free of charge, as opposed to what's the average cost of a commercial tax preparation is now hovering around $150 to $180.
Or between $300
Yes.
and $400,
Yes.
depending on how many forms you have.
So it's to exercise some patience, take advantage of this free service. That also includes an opportunity for them to get a quick 15 to 20 minute sit-down review of their credit report.
That's right.
With recommendations on what they can do to address any concerns in the credit report and or connect directly to our one-on-one long-term financial coaching program.
Right. By the way, Alan, when you talk to people about credit reports, do they ever get surprised at what they find?
Quite a number of them. As a matter of fact, Chris, was it Saturday, we had one client who kind of pushed back on the service and said, no, I didn't, I know what's on my credit report. And lo and behold, she actually agreed. And it turned out that she had a little over 20 credit cards on her credit report that she was not aware of. And we went through the whole credit report. We verified that 2 of those 20 were hers and the others were not. So she got directly connected to one of our financial coaches who has started to work with her on resolving that critical problem.
Maybe I know the earned income tax credit is not new, but I think it's always worth mentioning exactly what this is.
Sure.
And that it applies even to people who don't think they have to pay any more money in their tax forms.
So the earned income credit is a refundable credit for people who work. It's for low-income families or individuals. So if you make up to $54,000 a year, so that there's quite a large range, a single filer can only make up to $14,000, but then there's a formula for folks who have 1 child, 2 children, 3 children. You can earn upwards of $6,000 as a refundable, part of the refundable credit. So that's in addition to the amount of return that you're receiving. You don't have to have any tax liability. You can, in fact, get that even if you don't owe the government taxes. So it's your money, you've earned it through the year, and so people should file a tax return, come to one of our 35 sites, and determine with one of the IRS certified tax preparers if in fact they're eligible for the credit.
By the way, as far as eligibility for the free tax form assistance, is there any income that we're talking about?
I mean, we try to serve people who are low to moderate income, so that's really at the discretion of the site coordinator at many of our sites. If you make 60 grand and you got 6 kids, we'll serve you. But we try to between 54 and 60 grand.
Now, besides flagging credit reports, you actually give people some advice about how to shape up a bit in their credit. Explain how that works.
Shape up.
Well, it's one-on-one. Once we review the credit report to verify that it is in fact the client's report, we then work with them to help them to really develop their budgeting skills so that they could be able to pay their debt on time, to shift money that they save as they continue to build their credit towards savings, towards any particular financial goal that they might have. Our clients are very receptive to that mode. Typically, a client will sit with us once or twice a month, depending on the severity of their needs. And then we'll work with them and put together a plan that they will pursue.
And this isn't just about the rating itself, because in the process, they're probably avoiding some additional charges they would otherwise be suffering.
So I would just
Absolutely.
want to clarify something. So Alan is talking about the opportunities through the Financial Opportunity Center,
Right.
which is the up to 2 years
Right.
individual coaching. So we do a credit advising component called the Financial Checkup for tax preparation. So everybody who comes into Alan's site in Roxbury at 7 Palmer Street, which is open Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so you can come and get your taxes done tomorrow. Everybody will have have access to credit building, but then we have a much more robust financial coaching, which is year-round, that is also done with Alan's financial coaches.
Now, if people want to take the next step and arrange to have their tax forms worked on, explain how that works.
Well, many of our sites are walk-in, so Alan's center, which is the Roxbury Center for Financial Empowerment, is a walk-in center. His hours are Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. It's at 7 Palmer Street. You just need to walk in and get on the list. Dorchester House, Codman Square, those are all walk-in centers, and then many of our sites are appointment only, and you need to call and make an appointment. We have 35 sites, and I think you have the flyer. You can let people know. You could also go to bostontaxhelp.org and get the list and the locations.
And I imagine that you have a lot of times and places where this can be done on weekends or evenings. if you
Yeah.
can.
So we have, the sites are open Monday through Thursday or Saturdays. It's a variety of hours. Our ABCD partner often does tax preparation during the day. So really, any time that you want to get an appointment or walk in, there's something available.
And then the Roxbury site, Chris, is open Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 p.m. to 8
Right.
p.m. and on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We begin the registration process a half hour before.
I should let you mention also, Alan, you have a program that helps people take advantage of some of the growing job opportunities in Boston in the hospitality restaurant field.
Yes. We have a very exciting program called Bridge to Careers in the Hospitality Industry that prepares individuals for careers to work in the hotel industry, or to pursue careers in the culinary arts industry.
Okay. And maybe if people want to get some more information about the tax help, you've got a phone number and a website that they can check that out on as well?
So they can check out www.bostontaxhelp.org. They can call the mayor's hotline, or they can always call either Alan or myself.
Thank you both very much.
Thank you so much.
Mimi Turchinetz and Alan Gentle.